Ladies and gentlemen, if there is anyone out there who has said to you that the middle class people do not care enough about this country, if there is anyone out there who has said to you that you have enough to eat, good homes to live, and a well-paid job to be contented with, so why should you care about this country and how the government of the day runs this country? Well, tonight it's your answer to those people who said that they are wrong and that you care enough about this country and you are deeply concerned about how the government of the day runs this country. As with any campaign, an effective campaign for free and fair election would require the commitment of the civil society, the commitment of the people, and sufficient funds to make it very successful. And I know that the people of Perak would like to contribute generously their time and their money for this worthy cause. But sometimes you wonder whether what you contribute, whether what you give is enough to mobilize a movement that stands for what is right and just against an unjust system. But I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is not how much you contribute that matters, but what matters most is how many of you will become part of that contribution. If one man donates $1 million for a cause, we call that charity. If 1 million people together raise that same amount of money for that cause, we call that a movement and a grassroots movement. And I would like to be part of a grassroots movement than to revel in the charity of a single man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the organizers of this event. They have chosen a great topic today, 100 days up to the 709 Yellow Spirit. But I can tell you this, in the last 100 days and so, two things have not changed in this country. Number one, the government with a bag full of empty slogans and doublespeak, that has not changed. Number two, the will of the people to continue fighting for what is just against an unjust system, that has not changed too. And tonight's function is one such example. We need the commitment of the people. We need the commitment of the civil society to carry on the struggle against this unjust system and to fight against a government that continues with its doublespeak with impunity. I emphasize the word doublespeak. Obviously you're wondering why. But if you turn the pages of the print media, switch on the TV, turn on the radio, look at the roadside banners and slogans and themes on a daily basis, we are being hammered with lies after lies until our mind becomes so numb to it and our senses show no reaction at all. William Lutz, the author of the best-selling book Doublespeak, explains that doublespeak is not an accident or a slip of tongue. Instead, it is a deliberate misuse of language. And he gives some examples of what doublespeak is. It misleads people. It distorts reality. It pretends to communicate with people. It makes the bad look good. It shifts or avoids responsibilities. It makes the negative seem positive. It limits, conceals, corrupts, and prevents towards, and it makes the unpleasant seem good and attractive. Now if you look at that, aren't we not experiencing all this in this country all the time? Everything is rosy here. But the reality is that if you look at cases like the PDXX scandal, Sarvani's case, Joe Hawk's case, Coogan's case, we are victims of doublespeak so often, either knowingly or unknowingly. All that we hear is grand announcements after grand announcements with no significant change, for better at all. Vast majority of the Malaysians, because of this double speak, they no longer believe the government. If the mainstream media, the government's mouthpiece, if he says A, people believe X to be the reality. The vast majority of the Malaysians no longer believe that the public institutions are there to protect and serve the people because of this double speak. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, this embarrassing display of public distortion must stop. But if it does not stop, then the people will make it stop. If the government is really serious about these so-called transformation programs, then I think they should show it by their conduct and their action, rather than slogans after slogans and public relations exercises that often turns so embarrassing. On the 3rd of December 2010, the current Prime Minister announced the final phase of the NEM, National Economic Model. And he had this to say, and I quote, "We have begun the journey. I want to reaffirm the government's resolute commitment to see through the transformation of Malaysia in order to become an advanced nation," unquote. And now we have come to ask the Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, are you really serious about it? Can you fulfill your promise to transform Malaysia into an advanced nation? And at the same time, we've also come to remind the Prime Minister that transformation is an intended, real and radical change for better. So apart from the 6 national key results areas of the NEM, we also ask the Prime Minister and the administration clean up the electoral rolls before the next general election. That will be a step towards transformation program in this country. And while the administration is still at the 6th NKRA, the National Key Results Area, we would like to recommend another 6 more, PKRA. It is People's Key Results Area. 6 People's Key Results Area. Number 1, how about a sound implementation of the fiscal policies, where more and more people can identify with the middle class, thus reducing the gap between the rich and the poor. How about an enviable education system where our children will know one another, that they are Malaysians and by their name, and not whether they are Chinese, Indian, Malays or Arasli. Number 3, how about staying true and respecting the federal constitution? Treat all the Malaysians as equal. Provide equal job opportunities and promotion for all the people in the civil service to strengthen the civil service. Let us not be victims of institutionalized racism. Number 4, how about treating the environment with respect? Be more resourceful in your thought as to how to generate income for the nation. Do not look for quick fix and plunder our resources and mess up our environment like what's happening. Balloon comes to mind, and the host of forests in Sabah and Sarawak comes to mind, and the displacement of Morasti comes to mind. Number 5, pay attention to the youth. Use your idealism and energy for nation-building purposes. 6, respect the belief system of others and their faith while you stay true to your own belief system and faith. Ladies and gentlemen, I have identified some of the changes before we can consider ourselves as the advanced nation. That we are far from all this to be considered as an advanced nation, and we will continue to slide down unless we realize that we have a structural problem that exists in this country. A system, an almost system failure that is existing in this country. And the only way in which we can fix this structural problem, this almost a system failure, is that we change this country into a shared enterprise between the civil society, civil service, and the political parties. That is the only way in order for us to fix this structural problem that exists today. There is a serious problem here. The ruling political elites, a host of civil servants, a sizable number of private entities and individuals are so hopelessly dependent on this failed system that they will fight to protect the very system that they ought to fight against. That is what is happening in this country. I have seen men and women, honest politicians fighting against system, and they have failed because they fight against a system according to the rules that the system made. But now the civil society fights back. If the rules are not right, then change it. We demand a level playing field in this country. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, the campaign for free and fair election by Bersih too is one significant and worthy cause in the collective minds of the nation to fight against this failed system. The only way that we can change is that we allow this civil society to be part of this shared and collective responsibility. And I want to say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say to you publicly that I will not lie to you. And I am not embarrassed to say this publicly, that I need a hero in my life. I think the Malaysians, we all need a hero in our life. And Malaysia needs a hero, someone who can reform, someone who can transform, someone who can restore the people's confidence in the public institution. Malaysia needs a hero, not just for one race, but for all the people of this country. And where do we look for this hero? On the 9th of July 2011, I was there in the Bersih rally in Kuala Lumpur, caught in the eye of the storm in Jalan Pudu. And perhaps you can say that I was looking for a hero, and I found not one hero or heroine. Ambika is sitting here. Not one, didn't find one, not 10, not 100, but I found thousands of heroes, Malaysian heroes. Young and old, men and women, able-bodied and disabled, Malays, Chinese, Indians, Oranasis, East Malaysian, together they rock the streets of Kuala Lumpur. Bersih, Bersih, Bersih. And now, Bersih no longer stands for free and fair election only. Bersih stands for all that is clean in this country. And we tell this to the ruling elites and the political spin masters. Listen to the voice of the people and change. Instead of listening to our voices and changing, what do? They humiliate us publicly. They threaten us. They intimidate us. They sometimes beat us up publicly and fire tear gas at us. When all else fails, they use race and religion, the most desperate method to divide their own people just to stay in power. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Malaysians. This is our country. We have nowhere else to go. It is for us to be here, to do all that is good, to change all that is bad in this country. And the only way in which we can do this is to unite and become people power. Where there is people power, there is hope in this country. Kebangkitan rakyat, kuasa rakyat. Di mana ada kuasa rakyat, disitulah ada harapan, harapan baru untuk negara ini. Ladies and gentlemen, Bersih too is kuasa rakyat. Bersih too is people's power. Seasons will come and go. People will live and die. But because of this hope, tonight We give thanks to Brazil too, and the brave people of 709, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Terima kasih.